Boom.
Hello?
Now you go. Are we? Can you guys hear us?
Can you guys hear us?
Mm,
Oh, there we go.
Sweet.
They can hear us now. Yeah.
So,
Nice. All right, cool. Welcome. Welcome to the stream, guys. Yeah. Welcome to the Anything World stream. We have Wilson and me, Ahmed. Just to introduce ourselves, of course. My name is Ahmed. I'm the business development exec here at Anything World. And we have Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson Vieira. I'm the lead machine learning in Anything World. So we working like in, I think in the past 1 year and a half ish in anything.
I think we're muted again.
In anything?
No, I don't think so.
No, I think we're back.
No, we can hear it.
Are we?
I, mean,
think we are.
Yeah, from our laptop.
Amazing. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Let's suppose that we are.
All right, cool. Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah. So sorry. So you were saying?
Yeah, so I just like been working anything for the past 1.5 year ish, and it's it has been like an amazing journey. And today we're going to showcase some debriefing that for the events that we attended last week.
Last week
and
was
it was super cool, right?
there's a bunch of things that we did. Yeah, no, it was jam packed with a lot of cool people that we spoke to. We gave demos, of course. Went to the London Tech Week. We went there for 1 day, and we also went to the AI Summit. We were there for 2 days, and we also went to the GDC networking event, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, we'll just kick this off with a few questions that we'll ask each other. I went to the London Tech Week, and he went to the AI Summit, so it'll be cool to see how the two events were different, and what things we kind of gathered from the people and stuff like that.
Yeah, if you guys have questions too, if you want to ask us in the chat, please ask questions about the event, about whatever other things that we are going to show today. And we have like other stuff to do, like too, like AI has usually like have been hyping a lot, and it was not like different from the last week and this week. So we have like many new solutions happening, new developments on the AIC. So we are going to showcase a little bit what's out there, what's happening, and how we see that coming in the game world, and how anything world is like positioning for that too.
Definitely.
And I think we are going to feature some products of our own too, like the Discord bot that we have, the Omni integration too. So there is a lot of stuff to cover, and that's it.
Hope everyone enjoys. This actually, do you want to go through the?
Yeah.
All right, nice.
So first thing, I think, can we just like play the video of the AI Summit London to see how it goes? Like we have like a Jermaine being featured there, and I think I see my back on the video too. So that's cool to see. So let me try to bring this guy here.
There we go.
No.
Yeah, nice. Can you? Yeah, everyone can see on our screen. Yep, there we go. They can see our screen. Lovely.
And I'll just like play.
Yeah. Let's just play it.
Guys.
Lovely.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh wow. Solid one. Yeah, that was nice.
From HP, yeah.
Have you tried it?
I didn't try it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Where was it?
It's kind of like simulator. It was on NVIDIA HP spent.
Oh, no way. I didn't go in there. Should have tried it.
Interesting. That one was cool.
Whoa.
Yeah, you need like
Pause
to.
Let's pause it. So, let's pause for a second. So, what was that?
Yeah, so this is like you had this. It was in like the Google booth.
Ah, yeah.
So you had like this, like a pint that you had to pour, but then you need to concentrate using this EEG
No
thing
way.
to 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 tilt the you know the glass like to the point that you didn't get like too foam.
Was it tracking your eyes or was it doing something
like on your
your temple, like
right there
brain, in your brain? No way.
Brain electro signals. Yeah, it was super interesting.
So what did you tried this, right?
I didn't like the line was too long.
Of course.
But I I was with a guy there. He was staying there like I think for an hour trying to figure out how to to crack it. And he tried, and it was kind of great. I think I have a video of that. So
interesting,
the goal in the end was to, like to make the Google Cloud logo to be inside of this circle.
Okay.
So that will like I think over time position the thing in the right angle to get like the perfect like pint.
And then so would it go over or for the
no, it was like automatically. Then,
okay, cool.
I think they figure out a way to measure the amount of beer per second stop.
Imagine someone just like, no, I want more, and then it overflows.
Yeah, but it was kind of cool. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I saw that one.
You saw that?
Yeah.
It looks like more, like what was like the size that you were expecting was like exactly that, or
it looks exactly what I would think a type of robot would be. I think I saw it like ages ago in a prototype. Yeah. And like it was like a little dog as well, and then it started like doing tricks and stuff. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I think like the impressive part for me is like how silent it is.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make like a lot of noise.
At least like in the event, I think it was noisy too. But I couldn't. I was expecting more like something like more, like more robot.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But
as well.
It feels like light.
Mechanical.
So just imagine if you're in the dark room and this thing appears.
Yeah, I'm not trying to imagine that. In terms of like what would the use case be? Is it like tracking down criminals or something? Like what is it?
I don't know. Like I saw like some video like demos of that like for like construction sites.
Okay.
And then they can help like bringing like tools, bringing like they can I don't know like how much weight can hold. And also as like like for security reasons too, if you want to deploy
exactly,
and like having that covering like some area and just like recording so I saw like kind of that, and I think people are using for entertainment too, like to have a
just a pet, a robot dog. Exactly.
It's nice, like a robot dog.
Definitely would be really expensive.
Yeah, totally. That's an expensive hobby for sure. But yeah. Great. So I think
let's go back to Jamaica.
Yes, that's it. That's the good part, right?
Yeah.
I think where is that? Oh, look.
There we go. There's Globy. What was everyone's reception in terms of like when they saw Globy and what did everyone enjoy it?
Yeah, like people love it. I think like it's I think it kind of breaks a bit, like the goal of the event.
100%.
It's really like commercial.
Yeah.
I think even the motto of the event is like like the where AI commercial applications meet. Mm-hmm. So it was nice to see like people like what is like this arcade style screens here and this globy thing, what is that? So that was nice.
Yeah, it was really cool because obviously we were in a room, right? So when people were like peeking and they'd be like, oh, what's going on there? Wow, that's so cool. And then we'd obviously tell them, oh, this is what we do. And then they would be like, whoa, that's so. But can I go and take a picture with that globy? Yeah. So it's really cool to see that people like it wasn't as serious as people would at an event there, but Globy kind of made it a little more entertainment, with the arcade machines and everything else. So
more kind of like human even.
Exactly.
Right? Like especially for an AI based event, it's nice to see.
Mm-hmm.
And like playful too. I think I love it. And yeah, you saw a glimpse of my back. That's that's me.
That's the feature.
Yeah, that's my hands.
Great. Wow.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Same ring.
Wow.
So yeah, we here like we are like trying to demonstrate to people like what we are like what or to like the animate anything.
Yeah.
It was super interesting to collect feedbacks.
Okay.
Like we even like is matched a bug. Actually, not me. Like Marty, one of the brilliant engineers of our team on Unreal. So we found like some issues there, and he fixed it already. And it was it's nice to see like that. It's impressive like that we have like a big like QA team. Like we test the hell out of our product, but like some stuff is still like somehow like skips.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see people like using and he see their reaction. So it was really nice to see that. Yeah, so basically the main point was to demonstrate the animated thing. We showcased like the Unreal plugin, the Unity plugin, and talked about about the applications. Jermaine like had like this like really great demo of him, like kind of this like animation of the guy like falling through like after like jumping in a portal.
Oh, no way.
He did all the animations using Anything World. So cool. It's really nice to see. Because people like say like like you guys are just like 3Ds, just games how I can use for my own goal. And I think it's a nice way to showcase that you can use for anything that you can import a 3D object in, right? Even like avatars on social media or whatever you need.
Was there anyone that you demoed that weren't interested in games, weren't interested in that type of field, which is more with their business, using AI to make campaigns? Yeah,
I think like for that specific lady, it was like really for social media.
Yeah.
So she was interested in that. Yeah. And we saw some people like interested in using as avatars.
Oh,
so like for 3D like AI chat, so we can like of course like create like some avatars for your entire body. Like it doesn't need to be like this boring avatars static all the time. You can walk, you can jump, you can interact with your client or user. And I think there's like different. I was expecting like like commercial applications for sure, but I was not expecting like people like trying to find a usage on their jobs, for R2.
Yeah.
So we saw like these guys like with like like a sweet like dressed guy like try like only working data management or data pipelines.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Trying to like maybe we can use this for creating like my slide that is really boring. With like this graph of people walking in the streets and then people just coming in through the slide in 3D, like, so it's really nice to see people like trying to force themselves to find applications. Yeah.
I think well, it's an exciting time, right? So like everyone has started to use ChatGPT, and in that everyone is now making different AI tools, seeing the potential, and then also trying to implement that within their jobs, and seeing maybe how it can change their workflow, what things they can add, what things they can obviously make easier. I think this is the same thing where like now people can take our animations within our library or actually make their own animations and then put it within their slides, put it within their marketing campaigns, make really cool emails, kind of the limit is only on the person's imagination and what they really want to do. So there's definitely commercial applications here, not just within games and within anything else to do with games, but everything else that you can think of.
What's the in the London Tech Week was the same thing? Like
So London Tech Week was interesting. I think it definitely wasn't like everything to do obviously with games, but the day that we did go was when GDC was taking over. So in the afternoon, this is when there was a lot of gaming related stuff. There was a sort of talks in general, and like how AI can help gaming, right? But like other than that, there was obviously different stands that were some AI companies, but not many. Definitely, it's still commercial based. Like IBM, they were like using virtual reality to kind of showcase. I think they work with Sky Sports at the moment, like tennis, and it was really cool. So they had a whole big screen with some cameras attached, and then cool. And then it basically fired the table and like the bats onto that screen, and it made a virtual reality world that you can actually see. It was really cool. So then
you can actually play. Capture the
exactly.
thing.
Wow. So you would actually be able to play, and then it will capture the amount of points that you're doing.
That's cool.
And then they had like 2 stands, which was really cool.
Okay.
But yeah, there was like certain companies that, and obviously data driven AI stuff that will help with your just data entry and stuff like that.
Okay.
But when we did go to we tried to obviously go to as many stands as possible, have conversations, right? And again, quite similar to what you said, they were trying to find a way to use our products within their company. One being within marketing, within their campaigns mainly. And there was different pavilions of like different countries like Turkey, Saudi, Ethiopia, like all these other ones, and they had a lot of companies within it, and we saw a lot of education-based platforms that would have used maybe some animations to make their lessons more interactive, bright and colorful, and maybe use humanized animals, here and there.
We saw some kind of like relate to that, like like a guy wanted to use like he has this like a physiotherapy app, so he wanted to try like to use us to animate the body, like doing some
the joints
movements,
and
the joints and because like it's kind of like expensive, like
100% exactly.
meds all the time, like it's really expensive, so it's like health is always a problem. So it's nice to have like kind of this like companion that you can just like go there and say, oh, okay, I can do this like exercise at home.
Exactly.
You have videos in internet, but you can't like rotate the thing and see like exactly the point.
So it'd be more VR, right? So
ideally,
okay, cool.
yeah.
So
like, but he wanted to start like I think he had like some initial 2D only, like
cool
animations.
Yeah.
And he went to do like something in 3D.
Yeah.
So you can like really like move rotate around the camera, rotate and see exactly the position, because it's really important, like if you like put like some pressure in some point that is not like the exactly one, you're not going to recover.
Exactly, 100%. So no, that's really cool.
Yeah. So education, for sure.
Yeah, within education, and then we obviously we went to the talks that GDC were doing. I mean, I think the main takeaway was that AI is something that everyone's interested in, mainly, but it's not being used as much as it should be. And I think even like these game studios, so they did a few polls, a few studies, right, on how interested are these game studios within AI. There was a huge amount of interest, but not enough application, and not enough like use, because they don't know how to integrate it within their workflow. And I think obviously that's based on just educating and showing the possibilities within games that actually use AI. And I think obviously like there were a few companies that started during COVID that made games across that, and at that point obviously no one wanted money, and we spoke to a few individuals that were making games and thought this would be a great idea, a great tool when it comes to exploration at the beginning, where they're just trying to see how things would work within the game. Okay, cool. And they thought it would be a great idea. So definitely I think Animate Anything and would be a great can situate themselves there within these studios.
It's a nice bridge, right?
Exactly.
It's a nice way to at least starting doing like some like adding some AI, like even though like you don't need like a even AI on your game to use or two, right? You can just generate the 3D model, import, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
So it's a really nice way to have that.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing, man. Yeah. So the education part is like, it's more like also to like showcasing for game studios how they can use AI for their own games.
Exactly. I think in any way, like,
interesting.
Yeah, we could always showcase what the education platforms are doing. Yeah. And then, because really they're videos, right? There will be videos how you can interact with it within the platform. It's you want to make it entertaining, and we can obviously definitely supply it.
Amazing. Yeah, it was a really cool event. I think like the two and should we just see Jermaine again? Look at that. Oh, not Jermaine. Not Jermaine. The other guy. Look at this. Yeah. That's a nice glance, right? Yeah. Yeah. So Jermaine, if you're in the chat, say like a hello or not.
He's right there. Oh man.
Amazing. So and for like the other parts of this stream, I think what we're trying to showcase is see like this beautiful picture too.
Oh yeah, there we go. There's Globy.
Yeah, I think sorry, just remembered to showcase you guys too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was me and Marta.
Yes.
We went to the one tech week. A lot of fun.
That's amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's Globy here too. Or the AR Globy.
Exactly. And that's
cool.
me speaking on the side.
Look at that.
Yeah, everyone's always interested on our logo and how colourful it is.
Yeah.
They recognize
that's a common thing, right?
Yeah, always.
It
always.
really captures. Like
exactly.
I think especially for the creatives, like there was a guy like taking pictures, and he just stopped it and like let me just take another picture of your, your logo, your Globy thing, and your. You guys really did that, by purpose.
Exactly.
Like I know there is a motive there.
Yeah. Well.
Cool. So for the next part, I think it'd be nice to talk a little bit more about like how maybe we can spend like a bit of discussion, like how it was like the events here in London, how now like is the AI world and especially applied for generative stuff like for games too in the world, and maybe we can just go back and then feature like some of our own products.
Yeah,
sounds
definitely.
good.
Yeah, sounds good.
So one thing that like it's kind of like pretty like exciting for like the last week is the release of two products. Like one is from Runaway, is Gen 3, and another one is the Dream Machine by Luma Labs. So they're pretty interesting, and we just started like to do some like some tests with that too. We're always like trying to understand what's out there and how can we collaborate, how that impacts the game industry. And I think like video models and all this like all this like conversation and possibilities about how that will impact the traditional pipeline of rendering games. It's something that's really like interest not only for creatives but like developers too of games. So this guy it's like the Gen 3. So everything you see here was generated just by this prompt, like subtle reflections of a human on the window train moving at hyper speed in a Japanese city.
Wow.
And it's really impressive, like they have like many examples, like how it figures out the the lightning, the guy running, the physics of the body.
Yeah, look even on his mask there's like a
wow, you can see like some reflections around, right?
Exactly. That's so cool.
Wow. So we start to question ourselves about like how this could be like impacting games. And we start to do some tests, even like, so this is the Dream Machine, is another AI from Luma Labs. So what I started to do is to do some tests for what can that really represent, and we can just dig down like into what is that model, how that is similar to ChatGPT, for instance, and they are like exactly the same like principal model that they use it. So like for instance, we start to think like, okay, like is this thing like really like getting the physics of a game in the right way? Is that like a full? It's always like a complaining about this. Is that like a full physics engine, or is that or is there still like something missing? So, and what we see is that we can see interesting phenomena here that you could judge as completely right physics although like the first shot I put like it was the other way around. Like this guy was shooting the cannon.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Was he supposed to be on top of that?
No. But like it's interesting because it understand it's kind of like a floating platform.
Okay. Yeah.
So if it gets a heat, it kind of like moves. Changes the angle. There is this parallax effect. In the background.
In the back.
So there's some like something that kind of resembles like a full like rendering with like perfect physics, but we are not there yet, right? Another example that is interesting, this one, what I gave as input is only like the first frame of the game. It was just a screenshot, and it figured out the rest of the sequence, and that one's really impressive. Like you can see the gun here like is still in the same position. It kind of is like bounce the way it's expected in Doom, and there's a shot of something like some plasma or whatever from this guy, and this guy you kind of like see some glimpses of that still in the next frames. So there is some consistency that definitely like evolved a lot since like the initial video models that we saw. So the question is like how is this going to like evolve, for instance, for a full-fledged game engine, right? And here there's some differences, like main difference. Like the first one is that it's really important to understand what those models are doing. So those models are kind of like the same as a ChatGPT. Like ChatGPT, when you give like some context, write some prompt, it kind of like tries to predict the next sentence. Like the most basic model, like the transformer model, is going to like, let's suppose that to give like the world the word like anything. And it kind of has like some idea of how much is the chance, how much is the probability to have the anything world as a second word, right? So that's kind of like what it's doing. But instead of like words, now you have like patches of videos. Right. So you kind of like
So it just puts a bunch of videos together.
Exactly.
And
cool. you get the frames. Also you patchify like the whole frame of the thing. And now instead of the tokens, that it's kind of like what we call when you convert these words in these like representations. Like for like, and then you transform that as vector of integers, numbers, and float numbers, and whatever. It does exactly the same, but instead of the words, you have like images, like pixels. In this case.
Wow.
And then when we train that in a large amount of data set, then you can kind of like predict once you have like this exactly frame. Like if we pause, don't think we can pause here, but if we pause like some frame, what is the probability to have like the next ones? And then it use some diffusion model to generate the next frame. So actually like that's why you see like more consistency in individual parts of this image. Like like the lava thing here is kind of like like it has like continuity, right?
Exactly.
But if you start like maybe like extrapolating this too much in time, probably it's going to lose itself. Because it's hallucinating. Right? It's not like it's not like a discrete like a state machine that after this state you go for the next state, right? You have like some probabilities that you can go for like many types of hallucinations from the prompt that you gave as input, in this case this image. So the answer for that is like we don't know if it's like a full-fledged physics engine like being learned. What we see is that there is some weak representation of the physics of the world, the world, and how that in how the characters also like move, and how the light moves, the camera moves. So it has some ideas of that. It was able to learn it, but it's not like like a perfect physics engine like we saw in the other demo, right? And even if we sometimes it doesn't even like make much sense, like for like if you see like this one, the car is starting to shrink. So it's kind of like what like kind of this guy is impacting the other. It looks like weird.
So was this sorry to interrupt, was this from like, so did you just add a text, or was that a text, a 3D third?
I added two things. Like one, it was like the first shot of first like just a screenshot of the game. And then this prompt. This text description. And then with that, it just generated the rest. And I have like another, just to see like how it hallucinates. So this is one of the example. The first one is here. I think if you load more. So this is another one. And this, you don't have the cars. It just moves the camera up. Right? So, like you don't have much control of that. Right? So that's one thing that's really missing, right? If you want to create like a really game engine, you need to be able to control it. But it's like it's really impressive how it gets, you know, if you go up, you see the horizon here, and you see more trees coming.
Yeah.
And it's still like the volume of this building, it still like has a volume, so it has perspective.
Yeah.
So this is really impressive, for sure, but it's not like a, you know, like a full-fledged game engine. That we cannot say that.
Yeah.
And there is another path in this case of research. So this is the, you know, full end-to-end machine learning video generation. If you're able to control that in every step, maybe someday we're going to have like a, you know, a full game rendered in this way.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And there is another path of research that is more for what we call neural rendering.
Okay.
So and it's a way to use some other models to reconstruct your world in 3D, and that's something that we are really interested in anything world. How to, you know, given an image, how you really create an asset, and from that asset you can place that in a game. You can convert that for a mesh, you know, with texture, and use your traditional game engine. And I believe that's you know, the two paths are really interesting, and I think they probably will like interchange and, you know, like get some bits of that. And that's something that you know, that's my view of how, you know, how this is going to probably like to evolve. You know, so it's really something interesting to follow these developments and see how they interact. And we cannot say much, but we are going to, you know, adding more of that in our own pipeline as well. So we're going to see some ways to, you know, reconstruct the images or the text that we give in our platform, and have that then, you know, like filling up in our 3D animations. So we can like not only like generate animations for the models that we have, but, you know, for other types of prompts or images that you already have you want to represent those in 3D. So that was a long run, but you know, I think it's something that's really interesting. We can maybe check out like really quick like some examples here of other, you know, like stuff that people is doing with that. And if you guys are interested too in questions or about like you know, like a neural rendering, AI models, anything, like please like just like drop a line on the chat or talk with us in Discord. We can maybe like go for in next streamings, we can nerd out even more about that. I really love to do that. And so if I'm talking too much,
no, go for it.
That's
bro.
for me like a, you know, shut up, dude. So this is like this guy like got like a bunch of like clips. He started with a Midjourney image. And that's another cool thing.
Of course,
and that's something that we can use anything. If people are using anything like that, you know, like anything world. They like start with like some image from Midjourney, for instance, generate the 2D image, go for another 3D reconstruction guy like Triple AI or Luma even, and then they get that 3D model, put it into us, animate.
Exactly.
And that's really great how, you know, like we are creating this ecosystem of tools, you know, for 3D and creativity. So this guy like did exactly the same thing. He started with like some imagery from the Midjourney, and then he just like used the Luma Labs, the Dream Machine, to generate clips of videos, and then they compose them all together. It looks really good. Sometimes looks interesting because it seems to go in reverse, right? Like here, So again, you know, like it's hallucinating, right? So it doesn't know like
it doesn't know what it needs to do.
Exactly.
It's just too much information.
Yeah, and it was like probably like trained in a bunch of like, we don't know in what they train it. You know, but probably like some, you know, even like some outputs of Unreal Engine, for instance. You know, like to understand those paths. Or some capture of movies, frames of movies. So maybe like you have like those movies that you are really like going backwards.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
an action movie, for instance.
Exactly.
And it just like
That's why I
hallucinates in
thought
that
that.
direction.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. And then they put a clip of someone going backwards.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
obviously the car. Okay,
Yeah.
but it's really cool that he knew that. Okay, cool. The car is backwards. Now the frame needs to change to a person inside, but with the car driving backwards. Okay,
yeah. If you get like some some glimpse, some ideas of what you want to do, it will just like fill the gaps.
Okay.
You know, like that's like AI is really good for that.
Yeah,
like,
that's really the point of it.
that's why like that's a great point. Like when you have like 3D reconstruction, for instance, it's exactly that too. You know, like you capture some images of this like I don't know, like the cell phone.
Yeah.
And then it will fill the gaps of the image that it doesn't have, and then
background.
compose a 3D image.
Yeah.
So that's great. Like when we're leveraging, like what AI can do. Yeah, here too. Like it's another example.
Where it just goes through the whole. Oh.
This one is more abstract.
Yeah, it's just going everywhere.
Yeah.
So what was the prompt to this then? Like, was it
we
go into a castle?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it seems to. And one thing that people is doing a lot is like taking the last frame of the video and putting again as input.
Oh, and then so it continues.
Then,
okay, yeah. I've seen that.
Yeah, and then you can ask for other, like weird stuff that you want.
Exactly, yeah.
And you just like you try like to blend, and it will. The cool thing is that they are training conditioning to text. So if you like place like it's a scene from Florence, for instance.
Yeah.
But I want to move for Japan.
Exactly, and then it will change it into Japan by like kind of switching the scenery.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, it will fill the gaps, right?
Yeah.
It will change it smoothly.
Exactly.
Which is
that's the really cool part. It doesn't just like it's not like a bunch of pictures just change, switching, right?
Yeah.
It does a transition that allows like it goes, for example, within the world, like here it goes up, it goes down,
exactly,
right? And again, the physics in that is really powerful.
Yeah, exactly. And it goes like that. Like it's because like again, like it has like the context for the around the patches, like the transformer like is able to like identify the attention, like the context for the full image.
Yeah.
But it also like make sure like to have like consistency in the neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why like we'll transition smoothly because you don't want to break it.
Yeah, and then it just won't look. It would just be disappointing at that point.
Yeah. So that's one. That's another one. It's really interesting. It's interesting like because like I don't know like OpenAI released like Sora.
Yeah.
And they had like really great examples, but it was not like something ready to use.
Yeah.
And even there like the characters like it look like a bit weird.
Yeah.
Now you have like this. It's really impressive. Like you understand the muscles of the face and all that, and you don't have like any kind of like this normal. Well, it still have like some like
some
weird
inconsistencies,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, some inconsistency, but it's getting really better. Yeah.
The fact that this is just from a prompt is impressive enough, right?
Yeah. You can do memes too, right? Like just to so you just like place the first meme of the girl like fired up and she continues.
Really cool.
Yeah,
I think there was a trend going around at one point where they would you would put in a certain prompt into either I think it was ChatGPT or Midjourney, and then it will continue the story and then it will keep and then make it more extravagant. You can really change it and like position it in different ways.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think definitely. I think Loom has made a really cool tool to allow, to just continue that as well. And and again, I think we spoke about exploration beforehand. This is a prime example of it, right? To see like if you're thinking of something and you don't, you're not just there. It's an idea. This is a great tool to just use and help you just allow to imagine how that that thing will be.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like that's exactly what we are doing with anything. Like to make like I have this idea of like of a game or whatever. Like I want to create like this scenario, but I don't know how to animate and like or even like when you are a developer, like you want to create your game, but it's like like when you reach that point that you want to animate it, it's really like a hard to get into that zone, you know.
Exactly.
So that's what like anything world comes in, and we're like more and more like trying to, you know, like involve the creators in this process, like always have them around us, you know, like to use or to as a, you know, a way to augment their creativity, you know, and try to replace it, right?
100%. It's just a way to help them to improve like what they already know, what they already have. And again, developers in general, like they obviously understand the technical background and what they're developing as a game, but how is that for a humanoid or like that giraffe, how is it going to move in my game, how is it going to move in my landscape? And then having a tool that powerful to just, you know, import it straight away without the need of like maybe, you know, understanding how, like why it's just understanding the tool itself, like not having a bunch of instructions and just doing it straight away, or just I think just reduce so much time. You know.
And it's like man, just like this kind of tech, like even like for us, like animation is something that is, you know, really you know, like hard to do. And we are just like doing that like for a few years, you know, like and imagine like we're just like scratching the surface.
There we go,
know?
exactly.
So there is a lot to come.
And we're always improving, of course. So.
I think one thing that I want to do is to like showcase some of our tools too. And you know, like now that we talk about London World AI, it'd be nice to, you know, go back to a bit like for how we are, you know, like animating. And one thing that we introduced like some time ago, and it was not my antivirus, no, it was the Discord bot. And we are talking about like, you know, ways to make it more accessible for people, to democratize, you know, like creativity, AI. And this guy is like, you know, no paying at all, like no any kind of like you just like enter on Discord and you type some, like we have like 2 comments. One is like find. So find is a good one for when you want to browse through our selection of models that we already have. So you have giraffe, for instance. Oops. And you to get the giraffe that we have, if you click in one of the buttons, you're going to be redirected to our page or full gallery. So you have like more examples here. If you want to go for other examples now using the gallery, you can. So we have like lots of cool stuff. Those one, I really love those. Like it's made by Germain or 3D designer here. So, like really cool stuff. And also you can animate. So if you type like animate, and you can drop the model that you want. So maybe I can try to do something here. Let's try. That's not my computer. Maybe I can try this. Maybe to break.
It might, but
might break. And then you can just type the model of the name that you want. It's just for your own convenience. You know, like a boy, for instance.
Of course.
It
will save as boy, right? So then obviously when you save it, you can.
Especially for this part here, like model type is one that we use a lot for classifying, helping us to classify your model, course, right? We use like the images of the model too as well to classify the model, but it's nice to, if you can provide like a, you know, it's a human or it's a boy.
Just an additional step to allow the algorithm to actually understand, okay, cool, this is what it is and this is what I can do for that model. Right?
Exactly that. And then that's another step that we have in our web tool, you know, like web app, that if you want to say if it is a symmetric model or not. I don't know, but I never saw that model before. But a plus yes. And there's 2 more, like there is the author and license. So if you want to, those are optional, but if you want to specify the author of the model, it's great. The license that you want, if it's like a Creative Commons by attribution or like public domain, you can say that too. And then you just press enter, and it will start generating. One thing here, like it can take up to, it's impressive. It can take like up to 5 to 20 minutes. Sometimes depends on your complexity of your model. Of course, because this guy is looks simple, but actually it's doing like a lot of stuff. It's going to do like all the steps that you do in the web app that will take like many minutes to do, it will try to do for you automatically. So while it's doing there, maybe what we can do, and maybe we can show some of the models generated. Like this one, for instance, was generated user 2, and here you only see like just like the GIF of the animated model. But if you want, you can go for the website too, and that will bring you to this view.
I should show you.
Yeah.
Wow.
With the guy. And you can change the animations that were created, like idle, run.
Even when it's idle, it moves.
It's a bird, so it doesn't move much. But
that's really cool though, because look, it shows that it isn't a still image. There's action, right? Exactly, and sometimes, for example, NPCs or something like that you want within your game, you don't want them to do much, right? These simple 3D models that are animated, right, would help a lot. And you don't have to draw it; you can just have it here. It's really easy. Like that's a good thing. Exactly. And then we can download animations too. So that's where you can we support many like more like the standard formats that are out there for game engines, for 3D softwares too. So FBX, GLB, DLTF, we support all of them. You can download specifically which animation that you want, like idle, run, or walk, or you can just download all of them. Exactly. And that's it. If you can't choose, just download all of them. Yeah. And the final skeleton too. Yeah, that's important. Like we provide. That's some question that people were asking before. Like, do you guys provide the it's kind of like a marketplace that they can buy models? Yeah. No. It's not. What we do is just we have this tool. It's subscription based. You have a free plan that's really good. You can play a lot with it. Exactly. And then you can just you're going to create your own models and then download. So there is no limits for how many models that you want to create. It's just user creativity. Yeah. And Cool. Looks cool, right? And this guy, I'm not sure it's going to complete. Let's see if you have time to complete. Let's see how it goes. 100%. But we can maybe showcase a little bit the Omni animation. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. So one thing, if I have my login in, should I type my login? Might be able to. Yeah. Not sure the password. Yeah. If I remember my password. You good? I think so. Let me try. Let's see. Oh, yes. Perfect. There you go. That's the benefit of using the same password for every website. So if you go for so let's imagine that you jump in Anything World, you sign up. So if you go in Animate Anything, you're going to start the process for animating 3D models. Yeah. So if you click Update Your Model, then it's exactly the same process that we just show in the Discord bot, right? Yeah. So you can browse your files. Again, I don't think this is we might. Yeah, let's try it. Let's see. Let me try it, because I think I will need help. Yeah. So I just where did that? Okay, cool. So you just have to tick boxes. Then let's see. Then it show it uploaded. Just click on mandatory. It's nice to understand some constraints that we have. We need to rotate the model using some specific facing axis, but it's pretty easy to do. Yeah, quite self-explanatory. Yeah, and then after that we should have the model. If I use a good model, hopefully it process. I think let's change it. Ooh. There we go. That's a beautiful model. Okay, it's a big one though. Exactly. Yeah. Let's see how it goes. Do you have any models here that you can show guys? I'm not sure if we have any other ones. Okay. But yeah, we can just. You can call it Bob. And say it's boy. Yeah. Right. So it's verified. Nice. And it's biped. It's a humanoid. Yeah. So nice. It did a good job classifying it. Exactly. And here we can, let's suppose that your model are a bit weird rotation, and we ask you here to help us help the model to get the
good rotation for the next steps.
Yeah.
In this case, it was originally with like a good rotation, so we don't need to touch it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the model is indeed symmetrical, right?
I guess we chose the right one when we were doing it on Discord.
Yeah. Is that right? Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, that's symmetrical.
Sure. Continue, right? And now it's going to be rigged.
Yeah.
Right. So the rigging is the process that to create the skeleton for that model.
And yeah, and how long does this take?
It can take like up to 4 minutes to do it. Yeah,
it's quite fast. Quite fast.
You're going to finish on time, but let that guy running.
Yeah.
And while on that, we have like some action on the chat.
Yeah, so we got a few comments on the video that you got up on Twitter. That's Sebetonic saying that it was trained for using Fast and Furious.
I have that feeling too.
if you've seen the movie, true.
Oh, that's that.
I think that
this
one,
guy.
Exactly,
looks that right.
Exactly. It was really cool.
Take out the scene.
That scene right there.
Yeah, that's Van Dyke, right?
Exactly.
Almost.
100%. Yeah.
Or no?
Not sure which one it's from though, but
yeah. Yeah, it looks like that. I think it's like I have the same feeling with Midjourney.
Yeah.
You know, like the images look like
something you've seen before. Exactly.
Yeah, like in Hollywood movies, for instance. I don't know how they deal with like copyright and all that.
That is true.
But it looks like it.
And
even like the lights.
Exactly. Even the outside. I think it's like from a Need for Speed game or something.
Yeah.
I was actually what's that? There's a famous game on thing. Completely forgot. There's a few racing games. I think it took that from. So yeah. But it's really like, for example, like if you go forward when the car was backwards, did they just generate that from nothing? Like is that from an actual game? Is that from an actual?
That's the thing you actually don't know, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Like what they generally do in this case here, for what we can guess from this guy did, like Dave Clark, is that he used Midjourney and generate like some screenshots, you know, some still images, and then ask it for the dream machine thing, to like it is a scene of two cars like driving backwards in the highway, boom, you know, and then it will like condition it to the image that you provided and also the text. It will try like to generate more frames, you know.
That's so cool.
Yeah, because I try like some, you know, like if you leave it loose, like for instance here I was trying like to get like the movement of the water, right? But I just like dropped the first, you know, the picture and the name of the thing in probably it will just guess it from, you know, like documentaries of art or something that you want to just like to zoom in the picture, right?
So it didn't make an actual animation or GIF of a boat within a storm. It was more just okay, this is the image.
Exactly.
Oh look, it's moving.
Look, it's moving. It's more like camera action. And it's interesting too, right? Because it's like it's doing the actually zoom. You see like some, you know, like some guys like some weird stuff happening here.
Yeah, some distortions a little bit. Is that how it is? Yeah.
So that's the problem with hallucinating. Like try to, you know, to keep like the consistency of that context of the group of pixels. Yeah. But also always like trying to hallucinate a little bit too, because you know you're just like optimizing. Yeah. Here the same
quite
thing.
Similar,
you know,
exactly.
like, which kind of interesting. This one was interesting. Like I just got like this guy, the last frame, and inserted the last frame again. Okay. And then they changed it completely. Wow. You know, like what? Like you don't have like doesn't look like even like Doom anymore. Right?
Exactly. This looks like a Star Wars game or something.
Yeah. And it doesn't have like the gun on the right side. Like it's totally different. This is cool. You know, like you can animate. You know, like a cover of.
That's so funny.
This guy too. It's interesting that they do the reverse. They pause in the street. Yeah. You know, like not in the.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of stuff like that. I tried like to animate this guy, but not possible.
They didn't want to.
So yeah.
Yeah, let's go back on.
Seb, I think you're right. I think they probably you know like did the.
There it is.
Yeah. Look at this.
Look at that.
Yeah,
it's moving.
animated.
It's walking.
Yeah.
It's alive.
And then you can just like go for the download.
Yeah, similar to.
And you have it.
Same thing. Same thing as a Panda, right? Oh, there we go. There's the web-based one.
Same guy.
Exactly.
Skin it, rig it,
Yeah.
and then you can click here and go for the animations. And then it's another spec.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And at this point, you can tweak it. You know, if it looks a bit off, you can move around the
Exactly. You can
little skeleton. There
use those controls.
Yeah.
You know, do whatever you want with the rigging,
Yeah.
and that's it. Or reset the rig if it was already good.
Already perfect.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do. Perfect animation.
Yes. So that's the guy.
It's long ears now.
It has long ears. Yeah. But like, you know, like the general like animations looks really good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then you have like final skeleton that you can
obviously
also
change
like,
as well.
change. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's
good.
it. So I think that's it. That's a wrap, I think.
Yeah, that was good.
And yeah, hope you guys like it. If you want like to see like more content like that, you know, like to discuss more about AI, nerd out. If you want like to see us nerding out again about a bunch of like random stuff on AI and games, please leave us a comment, join our Discord, and have like extra final words.
Yeah. It was really cool to see everything, see just the progressiveness of like how AI is evolving in such a short time. Obviously the events again showed like the sentiment usually, oh yeah, AI is taking jobs and all these other things, right? But within the gaming industry specifically, there is still hype. It's just how we pivot from that to actually, you know, using it within games, within our projects, right? Without like just using everything together, without having that negative sentiment. And I think we're at a stage where everything is gonna keep evolving. Even by the end of this year, we'll see such a big change, compared to what we're seeing now. And hopefully, everything just keeps evolving. You know,
amazing,
definitely.
That's so great. Yeah, thank you, Ahmed.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for like the streaming today.
Yeah, of course.
And that was super cool. Hope to have like more chance to speak more with you and with the new streams in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
So
all right, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Have a great one.
Bye.
Bye.